Today we're going to talk about a controlled experiment. A controlled experiment is where you are testing something and you are only changing one variable at a time. In this case, to show you an example, we are going to use something called a pendulum. A pendulum is pretty simple. It is a mass that hangs from a fixed point that is free to swing. The pendulum that we're going to use today is very simple to make. It just involves a piece of string, some tape to secure the loop. The string is tied to a paper clip, and I'm using a single penny as the mass. Now, before I start deciding what I want to test about my pendulum, I need to figure out some things about my pendulum. The main thing is, how many cycles does it make in 15 seconds? When you are counting a cycle, you are going to count the swing up and back. So this would be 1. Let's see how this pendulum works. I've secured my pendulum to this fixed point, and now we're ready to test how many cycles it makes in 15 seconds. Ready, set, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I now know that my standard pendulum swings about 12 times in 15 seconds. So I think to myself, well, what could I change about this pendulum that might make it swing more times or fewer times in 15 seconds? And I came up with these 3 possible variables to test. The 3 variables that I'm planning on testing are the mass. I can either make my pendulum heavier or lighter. I think the release point might make a difference. Currently I'm releasing it from a 90-degree angle. I could release it from a higher angle or a lower angle. And then finally, the last thing I'd like to test is the string length. I can make that string length shorter or longer than 38 centimeters. However, do I want to save time and test all 3 of these variables at the same time? That's probably not a good idea. And here's why. If I change more than one variable at a time, I won't know which variable actually affected the outcome. So I'm going to have to do 3 separate experiments to test each of these variables. Here's my first experiment. I've kept the string exactly the same length. I'm still going to release it from a 90-degree angle, but I've now put 2 pennies at the end of the paper clip. This will double the mass. Let's see if doubling the mass makes a difference in the number of cycles. Ready, set, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It looks like a pendulum with a heavier mass still swings 12 times in 15 seconds. Mass does not affect the number of cycles a pendulum makes. Okay, our next experiment is going to be changing the release point. So does the release point affect the number of cycles a pendulum makes in 15 seconds? Our standard pendulum was released from 90 degrees. So I'm going to release it from 45 degrees and see if that makes a difference in the number of cycles a pendulum makes. Ready, set, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Release point does not seem to make a difference, but just to be sure, let's see if it makes a difference if we release it from a higher than 90-degree angle. On your mark, get set, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Neither release point seem to have made a difference in the number of cycles a pendulum makes. The last variable I'm going to test is the string length. I have two pendulums here. One is longer than 38 centimeters and one is shorter than 38 centimeters. My longer one is 55 centimeters in length and my shorter one is 20 centimeters in length. Here's our shorter pendulum, only 20 centimeters in length. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. It looks like this shorter pendulum gets 17 cycles in 15 seconds, which is definitely more than 12. Here's the same experiment, but with a 55 centimeter pendulum. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This longer pendulum only swung 10 times in 15 seconds. It looks like string length does affect the number of cycles a pendulum makes in 15 seconds. Okay, let's go back to the variables that we tested. We tested the mass by making the pendulum heavier. We tested the release point by releasing it from a lower than 90-degree angle and a higher than 90-degree angle. And we tested the string length. We made the pendulum shorter and longer than 38 centimeters. Again, did we test all three of these at the same time? Of course not. We only tested one at a time since this is a controlled experiment. We found out that the mass does not affect the number of cycles. We found out that the release point does not affect the number of cycles, but we found out that the string length does affect the number of cycles. And we can talk about the relationship between the length of the string and the number of cycles that a pendulum makes. Because I found that string length does affect the number of cycles a pendulum makes in 15 seconds, I decided to test several more string lengths. So I have string lengths that are from 15 centimeters in length the whole way down to 200 centimeters in length. And you can see in this almost graph, this in fact is called a concrete graph because it is made from the materials that I experimented with. You can see the lovely pattern that our pendulums make when they're hung from our number line. So this tells you how many cycles each of these pendulums average. We state the relationship like this. The shorter the string, the more cycles a pendulum gets, and the longer the string, the fewer the cycles a pendulum gets. And this is because of how much time it takes for a pendulum to complete one cycle. A longer pendulum takes more time to complete one cycle, and a smaller pendulum takes less time to complete one cycle. In conclusion, pendulums are a great way to test a controlled experiment. Remember, we only change one variable at a time. So don't take my word about pendulums. Make yourself a pendulum today and try it. Try it. Try it. Hannah, how many variables are you allowed to change in a controlled experiment?